You have to dig it back up for?
The new bypass. It's going to take half graveyard up yonder. Before they lay it new road, we're going to have to lift them and plant them in new municipal ground up Borough Road.
There must have been some sites. Well, they've been dead for years.
First one were interred in 1836. So when we came to lift them, they just folded. Like wet cardboard boxes. And everything fell out in a heap.
Jesus. You must have a strong stomach.
I'm just brewing up. You'll want a wet one when you're done.
It's trouble with this unit. It's been too near the window. Direct sunlight makes them overheat. Oh, the others out, you know, digging.
Aye. They're working up yonder. Look. It's where they're going to plant James Hudson, the old Mer.
And that's where the new road's going through.
Aye, well that's why they all had to be dug up. Disinterred. Aye. Bad business, this disinterring. You see some sights so bad, they make you fare poorly. You know, some of the older graves, well, we opened coffins and found that they'd moved.
Moved?
Aye. You see, sometimes years ago, people were buried alive. Oh, not deliberately, of course. Some were probably so deep in coma they'd been certified dead. But then they woke up. There they were, 6 feet down. There they screamed and fought and clawed at the lid, breathed up all the oxygen, and then, well, they died.
What did they look like?
Oh, terrible. Oh, you see, natural salts in soil preserve them, only turns them bright yellow. So we found them just exactly as they died. Like this.
Jesus, it's awful.
Aye. Aye, it were bad.
What's the worst you've seen?
Oh, that were 2 days ago, when we disinterred Rose Burswick. When we opened coffin. Oh no, I can't. No, it were too bad. I can't. Oh. All Walter Wells. My uncle were a gravedigger when they planted him, summer of 46. Welson were fattest man in country, 20 stone or more. When we opened his coffin, like opening a box of long grain rice. You couldn't see him, just this mound of maggots all white and dried up. Oh, God, it were awful. Then it rained. Oh. My God, I'll never be able to eat rice pudding again. Look, there's one of them now. Must have brought it in on me boot.
Oh, Christ. Awful.
Then there were people riddled with worms, plagued with rats, even rabbits. And we found young rabbits scampering around inside rib cages. Oh. And we found jewellery, expensive jewellery, pennies on eyes. But you see, when eyes are dried, the pennies stuck to them, so when you pulled pennies off, you cleaned out their eye sockets. You know, I can't get over the last one we dug up. That were the worst.
What happened?
You promise you'll tell no one?
Trust me, mister.
You remember that old factory down by the river?
Yeah, that's the one that got sealed off with those radiation warning signs.
That's where they painted luminous faces on watch ships' instruments.
Huh?
Then what they used to make things luminous was radium, and radium is radioactive. They took girls, 14, 15, 16. Of course, nobody knew what radiation did to you. Most of the factory girls were dead before they were 20, just rotted away. Rose Burswick worked there for 5 years. She used a little brush to paint the radium on. Trouble is, it dried out quickly. So she'd lick the brush every couple of minutes to keep it moist. Each time she did that, she must have swallowed a few flakes of radium.
Jesus, I wonder it didn't kill her.
It did. That's what they said. In 1935, Rose Burswick were buried. She was 36.
Bet she was a mess wasn't that long after.
Aye, but that's not the worst of it. Like I said, 2 days ago we opened the grave.
Well, what'd you find?
We lifted the coffin. It were intact. But then I noticed where the lid met the coffin, I saw like this pale yellow trim round edge. Well, I reckoned it was just a bit of mould, but when we prized the lid off, well, it just flew off like a top in a jack-in-a-box.
Jesus, Johnny.
And inside it were full, ram-jammed to brim.
For what?
Rose Burswick. They say she weighed 6 stone when they buried her. But when we opened that coffin, it were like opening a carton of ice cream. There was just this big block, bright yellow. Oh, look. It was if it had grown and grown until coffin side had stopped it growing any bigger.
Did you touch it?
Oh, not on your Nelly. We ran like bloody hell. But when cemetery board found out, we had to go back to it. We found it had changed. Just sort of a soft mound. And it had grown. Tuesday, with that sunny day, you know, scorching hot. Oh, it must have been the heat that did it. And it were growing fast.
Jesus, then what?
Well, we tried to lever it into a skip, take it down the crim and burn it. But it were like the intestines had wormed their way into the ground and like a long yellow snake. The only way we could get it out, we had to chop it off with a shovel. And she screamed. It screamed. Pain. Real pain. Oh God, it were a nightmare. Then it were up and moving. We back to front feet and hands all twisted up like hooves and oh God, it were awful. It were growing dark and we were trying to get into hut. That's when I noticed the worst part. I held a torch up to it, looked at it close up. This yellow stuff were almost transparent, like yellow jelly, and I could see inside it.
What'd you see?
Wide, staring eyes, coming out of their sockets. 3 inches or more, like red raw sausages. The tongue, long, and the mouth, opening and shutting like this. Oh, I reckon she was trying to say something. Call for help. You know, the expression on her face will stick in my mind forever. Sheer terror, like a continual state of shock. She knew what had happened. Like she knew it was mutation.
What happened to it?
We had to find a way to stop it.
And how did...
Sub-zero temperatures. Why else do you think a cemetery store would keep a freezer? Look.
No!
Oh, suit yourself.
I've got to go, I'm late.
Here, oh, my leg's giving me hell. Here, you forgot this. You know, as long as that freezer's working, all Rose Burswick will remain frozen solid. It's like a block of ice cream.
How long since the freezer packed in?
Oh, I don't know, let me see. I saw a pool of water on the floor yesterday morning. But Bill said, oh, don't...
Not up on 24 hours. You're lucky you didn't thaw. You got it on fast freeze on full.
I haven't touched it. I thought you did.
Still switched off. Jesus, Johnny, it's probably time.
Oh, what? Oh.